In 1977, I gathered these items together and created my own in-home Kirlian Photography apparatus. This device consists of a vintage Delta Products Mark 10B capacitive discharge ignition, a vintage automotive coil, a momentary switch, and the ground plate, plexiglass insulator, and film carrier. Of course, when I built this contraption, these items were not vintage, they were contemporary. Powered by a 12-volt automotive battery and operated in a darkroom, I was able to insert a sheet of 3¼ by 4¼ ASA 320 Tri-X pan film into the carrier, and using the string with a knot in it to aid in the centering of the objects on the film, I discharged the high-voltage spark and recorded the aura of several objects. The first object was a 1942 2-aura coin from Iceland. All the photos that I took were the result of 2 electrical discharges. So here's the first result of my experiment with the coin. Next, I discharged the apparatus on a strawberry begonia leaf. Here's the results of that. And finally, I cut a part of that strawberry begonia leaf off and discharged the apparatus to see if the poor leaf showed a distressed aura. I was unable to determine the stress level of the leaf. Can you? Here's a close-up photo of my Mark 10B capacitive discharge ignition module. And the switch is enclosed in a wooden insulator box to prevent zapping the operator. The switch actuator is a wooden dowel with 2 rubber rings at the base, again, to protect the operator. Understand that the creation of this amazing device occurred in the days before the internet, so all research was done with hard copy documents. Here's my original design on a piece of old tractor feed computer paper, and here are my lab notes from the experiments. I never printed the US copper penny because it was a failure. The negative revealed nothing but a white blob. Not sure what I did wrong on that one, since it was my first experiment. I was a little discouraged, but I accepted the failure as part of the experimental process. In my notes, I refer to up and down zaps. This is my way of discovering that the switch was acting like the points in an old vintage automotive distributor. Once I figured that out, I just did a momentary tap on the switch rod and decided that 2 zaps would make more arc lines, which turned out to be the right decision. The black circle visible in the 2 begonia leaves is where I placed the coil wire, which is the origin of the discharge. So in 2025, I dug out this device, cleaned it off, and tested it, and lo and behold, it still works.